to the last community call of the year. 2025 is almost over. Merry Christmas in advance to everyone that celebrates. I'm assuming you can hear me on the chat. I am using actually a new streaming platform this time around. So if there are any technical difficulties, I'm going to blame it on that. But everything looks good to me. Let me know in the chat if you can't hear me. And let me just take this opportunity now while people are coming in to let you know that there will be a $100 SQT giveaway during this call. And you'll need to be able to write in the chat in order to win. So I can definitely see YouTube comments coming through in this chat. Hopefully Twitter comments will come through soon as well. Just making sure if you need to be logged in or whatever you need to do, make sure you do it and get ready. It will be later in the call though. Okay. Let's get started. And I'll do a reminder about that soon because I know some people are still kind of coming in. All right. Let's start off talking about Tokenomics 2.0. So a big topic for us and a big piece of what's occurred in November was Tokenomics 2.0. Let me go to the next screen because we go into details about it. Okay, so a bit of an overview of what we're proposing for Tokenomics 2.0. And on the next screen, I've got a QR code where you can actually see the forum has been posted and the vote to the snapshot link to vote on that is there as well. And it actually closes tomorrow. Less than 24 hours as well, maybe more like 12 hours from now. So make sure you get over there and vote if you want to have your say. If you care about the future of SubQuery, this is the time where it matters and where you should be voting. If you don't and you sit back and don't vote in these things and then complain later, well, I just think you have less of a right. So this is where we want your say. We are a community here. So, but with that being said, we do think a lot of you will be in favor of the Tokenomics 2.0 proposal. So it's a transition from inflation-based rewards to a revenue-backed model. So there will be zero inflation. That's kind of the headline, basically, is that SQT will no longer be inflationary. So the total supply of 10.2 billion SQT will become fixed. The rewards will be foundation-backed. So it's a revenue-backed reward model, meaning that revenue that we receive from different parts of the business will be used for rewards. And should there be any issues with that, or especially as we're migrating towards that, the rewards will be backed by the foundation's reserves. So we don't want any node operators to be worried that this could impact their rewards. It won't, because the foundation's absorbing any risk that comes from the revenue aspect of the new rewards. But it just means that that total pool is no longer diluted by that inflation. I think the amount of SQT produced by inflation so far has been largely unused, meaning that the pool has literally just been diluted. So it prevents that. It creates a sustainable long-term economic model for the network, and it strengthens SQT as a reflection of true adoption and demand. So let me go to the next slide, because here is that QR code that I mentioned, or the link, which I will paste in the chat as well. Make sure you head on over and vote. Like I said, I think it ends. It probably says over there, does it? Let me just open the vote. But I think it's about 12 hours from now. So get in quick, have your say, and in about 12 hours. And make sure you have your say and read all about it. It's a longer forum post than what I've just gone through, and it will really explain it in detail. And there's a lot of tweets about it as well. We've got it pinned, a tweet thread pinned at the top of our Twitter, which really translates it into an easily digestible kind of the high level TLDR points for you. So here's the link. It's in the chat. It's on the screen. You've got the QR code as well. You have no excuse to not go over and check it out. But a huge huge thing that's happened for us in November, and SQT is now almost 2 years old. In February 2026, it's going to be 2 years old, and the network's going to be 2 years old, and it's time that we make this shift for the better and for the greater good, and we're excited about it, and we hope you guys are as well. All right, that brings me to our next slide, which is the first and probably biggest piece of alpha on this call, because the other piece is more like a hint or a clue that you'll need to decipher. But what we do want to announce right here on this call for the very first time, and we're actually not even going to publicly announce it until Monday. I believe we're going to go ahead with the announcement, but we wanted to let you guys know in advance that we have created a product called Ask SubQuery. So it is a AI agent that answers your blockchain data questions. So you can chat with an agent in plain English about on-chain data. You get instant answers, you have intuitive conversations, and you get intelligent insights. So you don't see the complexity, just the answer. So with data sets, whether you bring your own data set or explore a data set that's already in there, like you'll be able to type in the search bar like Uniswap or look for popular subgraphs or subquery indexes. So those data sets that have been built by hundreds and thousands of different projects, both subquery and the graph data sets, all right? You can bring in your own, or you can search for a data set in there, and you can have a conversation just in plain English, just like what were the top 5 transactions, or who are the biggest whales on X platform. And then what happens in the back end, usually that query needs to be done in GraphQL, but that AI agent writes the GraphQL query, goes away, gets the answer from the indexer, brings it back, and then communicates it back to you in plain English. So it really bridges that gap between the average person like myself and many of you on here who have questions for indexed on-chain data and don't have the technical knowledge to ask it in GraphQL. So like I said, you're hearing this for the very first time right here. We're not even going to announce it in publicly for about 3 days. So you're getting it ahead of time. And with that said, it is going to be launched in closed beta. So just by being here on this call, we're inviting you to check it out and have a first look. You'll need to connect your wallet and enter in the code SubQuery first look. So you can see it here on the screen, SubQuery first look. And I've linked our SubQuery in the chat, or it's there on the screen as well, oursubquery.xyz. Go over there, enter SubQuery first look, only valid for 72 hours as well. But we're excited to give you guys access. We value you as our community. We want you to jump in, give us the first feedback, but we think it's going to be a really cool product, which a lot of our existing customers will use, a lot of the graph customers will use, and many more beyond that that have questions for blockchain data sets. So launching in closed beta for now, only exclusive access is the way that you'll be able to find it. So this code here is only going to last for 72 hours. Other ways will be if there's another community call, if we host X Spaces, or maybe even join other people's X Spaces, we're going to share it with a bunch of our partners. You know, we support 300 networks. We're going to share codes with those networks, and we're going to share some codes with some KOLs to share with their community. So there will be codes going out to exclusive communities to get access and have a look at Ask SubQuery first before we make it public. So congratulations, just by being on this call, you have the right to have the exclusive access. I can see someone has just asked, how can I get the referral code? So there's a code right there on the screen, SubQuery first look. It's there for you. Get in and go for it. Connect your wallet and put in SubQuery first look. All right. That is the big piece of alpha. That's what we're really excited to announce next week for sure. But you guys have the inside scoop now, and it's going to be a really, really cool product. The next piece is more of a hint, like I said. Oh, this was a beautiful little loading GIF, but I had to convert the PowerPoint to PDF, so we lost the GIF. But imagine the loading bar loading up, and the hint is it's all about the subnet. And I can't say too much more than that, but something big is coming. And this is the first hint we've given out about it so far. So you might think it's a little bit loose, and that's intentional because there's going to be more hints coming. So pay attention on the socials. Try and guess it before it happens if you can. Just watch the socials, watch Twitter, and yeah, you'll see more hints coming out. Try to connect the dots, but for now, just know that it's all about the subnet. And I will say nothing more on that for now. But those are the two big pieces of alpha. One is our SubQuery launching exclusive access closed beta. The other is it's all about the subnet. Okay, let me move on because I'm just tempted to give away more information. All right, 300 networks and growing, as I just mentioned. We're going to move quickly through some of these items that we cover all the time. I wanted to spend a bit more time on those first few slides. And now we'll move slightly faster. So we are supporting 300 networks. We've hit that milestone. We're very excited. We'll continue to add chains where there is developers that need indexes, not just for the sake of adding more numbers. With 300, I think we are the largest indexer in terms of chain support. So proud to be that. With the most recent being Monad Mainnet. So we already supported Monad Testnet, but Monad Mainnet would have launched about 3 weeks ago. I'm sure almost everyone on here knows that because it was everywhere. It's gone very viral. Some people coming out the woodwork doubting Monad now. It's very interesting. Interesting place to be on Twitter talking about Monad, but we find their team has been really great to work with. They did a really nice execution of their launch, keeping all their tooling partners informed, and we were excited to support them from day one. So if you know of any teams building on Monad, or if you're from a team building on Monad, make sure you use SubQuery for your indexer. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't do it custom. Don't do it from scratch. It's a waste of your time. Focus on building something cool and amazing, and let us handle the infrastructure for you. Next, instantly delegate your SQT. So we launched this a couple of weeks ago, basically kind of a small but powerful feature on the SubQuery network, which means that you can now stake your SQT and start receiving rewards immediately. So there's no need to wait for the next error to begin. So we have weekly errors on the SubQuery network, and previously you'd pick your node operators and then you'd have to wait maybe six days if the new error has just started before that can take effect and you start getting your rewards. So that is no longer the case. It's the same with redelegation. The error must be less than 70% complete. So once it gets to 70% complete, that last 30%, it's just gonna, which was, what is that? 2 days out of 7-ish. That will just roll on to the next error. It must be under 70% complete, but if you're in the first kind of 5 days or so, it will be instant, and it's only up to 500k SQT. But that whole, even if it's 700k SQT, your 500 will be instantly delegated, and you'll start receiving rewards on that 500, and then the 200, that difference will just apply from the next error. So it's not like if you have 700, that whole 700 is going to go into the next error. You still get your first 500 immediately delegated. So that was something that somebody suggested, actually, and we've implemented based on community feedback because it just made great sense, as you guys often do. Next one, changes with the graph network and subgraph. So we're seeing quite a lot of subgraph support getting deprecated. So Alchemy is sunsetting their subgraph hosting business. The graph network is deprecating support for Lens, Blast, Fuse, and Mode for reasonably popular networks, I would say, especially Lens and Blast. So I thought that was quite an interesting move. But yeah, there's kind of less support in some different areas, and we are here to help builders on those networks if you know of anyone. There's no migration needed as well. They can literally take their subgraphs that they were hosting on Alchemy or they were hosting on the graph network, but it's one of those Lens, Blast, Fuse, or Mode that's no longer supported, and they can just take it and host it on the SubQuery network or to one of our centralized hosting partners like OnFinality or Zeev. OnFinality definitely can support all those networks. So literally as it is, the subgraph. Or you can migrate your subgraph to a SubQuery indexer with very little effort, and with the help of AI these days, probably be done by AI in less than an hour, and you'll get a lot of performance benefits that come with having a SubQuery indexer, but you don't have to. If you don't have the time, just go and deploy it as it is. Next, 100 million SQT priceable consumer rewards program. This is what I'm going to move quite fast through. I mention it every month. It's still running till about March or May, one of the M months. Either way, there's a few months left. Make sure you get in, and you just need to host your indexer or use the RPCs on the decentralized network to earn rewards, most likely over and above whatever your costs are. SubQuery Customer Spotlight campaign. We spent a few weeks highlighting a bunch of our customers, some really cool ones in there. So go check out those tweets. Here's an example of one. And we kind of collated them together based on something they had in common. So here's the network builders one, bunch of different networks and how they use SubQuery in sometimes similar, sometimes very different ways. There's so many different use cases of SubQuery, which is the beautiful thing and the crazy thing when you're trying to have a conversation with someone and keep it simple. It's hard because there are so many different use cases and we have so many customers using us in so many different ways. So if you aren't following us on Twitter, make sure to get over there because that's where we share a lot of information about our customers, where you can get inspired and really understand how SubQuery can be applied. The QR code on the screen there is for you. And I think a lot of you are joining, majority are joining from Twitter. So you should have us right there in front of your face. Make sure you hit follow if you're not already. And I've sent our link in the chat as well if you need it. Another one I'm just going to move past. We do the errors every month. We post them every week. It's the metrics of our network. We're transparent with it. We continue onwards, reliable here, but no need to spend too much time on that. Another one, Dev Connect. So a lot of you probably heard there was builders all over the world flocking to Buenos Aires in Argentina for Dev Connect, which I think is the biggest developer conference of the year every year. I believe so. Thousands of builders turned up. It's quite a good, affordable location. So I think a lot of people managed to get there and it really felt like a Web3 capital for the week. There was a lot of strong focus on real world adoption rather than just hype or token talk. Don't worry, there's plenty of token talk as well, I'm sure. But with it being such a developer-focused conference, rather than some of the other big ones, you guys might have heard of Token 2049 or even EthCC. EthCC is quite a good one, but you get some of those ones where they're really like institutions flocking there, banks, market makers, and things like that, and people really just talking about like token and price and the market rather than the problems and the solutions in the industry, which Dev Connect really fosters a lot of good conversation there. And yeah, so there's the main event in Buenos Aires, and then there's probably hundreds of side events all around, focusing on some of those bigger topics like deepen, AI with Web3, security, roll-ups, and infrastructure. So we have a picture of a lovely Marta there at the main event. I didn't get over there, sadly. Very sad. Would have loved to have gone to Argentina, but I've done a lot of travel this year. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm based in New Zealand, so it's never just like a short flight for me. But I am very sad about that one. Okay. Educational pieces, again, one that I'm going to skip over, but we have some amazing blog articles on our blog that you should all definitely go check out. It really breaks down Web3 concepts in a really nice, digestible way, especially the things that we focus on, like blockchain data, AI, infrastructure, deepen, some of those big topics that can be kind of complex to understand. All right. This brings us to SubQuery's Member of the Month for November, which is where we are going to give away $100 SQT. And make sure, if you're not already, make sure you're ready to type in the chat, guys. All right. Whether it's Twitter and YouTube, I can see comments coming through from both of those. But if you need to log in, then log in. This is me padding for you right now, giving you a little bit of time to log in if you haven't already. Otherwise, get your fingers ready on the channel. But it's not going to be about speed this time. I learned my lesson from that last time because we had about 2 or 3 people answer the right answer at almost the exact same time. And I think on different people's screens, different people were first. So I felt bad for the those few people that all kind of deserved to win. All right. So for this one, I think that's time enough that you should all be logged in and ready to chat. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to just one single guess, a number between 0 and 100. Please put one guess. I'm going to put a 30-second timer on, and the next screen is going to show you what that number is, so it's not me making it up. All right, your 30 seconds is starting now. Please go ahead and guess your number between 0 and 100, and just one guess per person, please. The closest person wins, if that's not obvious. Hopefully someone gets it bang on. Okay. Between 0 and 100. See some comments coming through now. Might do another 30 seconds because I feel like we need a little bit more time. But if you haven't already, guess your number between 0 and 100, and the closest number is going to win $100 SQT. Okay, lots of numbers coming through now. I'm not going to give anything away. I was tempted to. I can't help myself but give you guys clues. All right, 20 more seconds to guess your number between 0 and 100, and the closest number will win $100 SQT, and it is on the next slide, so you can trust me that I am not making this up. Someone's doing more than one guess. Very cheeky. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, still guesses coming through. All right. Some people are double guessing now anyway, so let's go to the next screen. Okay. I was too scared to even click to this next screen because I was scared I was going to accidentally reveal it. Stop guessing now, everyone. All right. The number was, look at that. The number was 15. And someone has just guessed it, but it's not your first guess. This lovely Kokurusaki. What a great name. But it wasn't your first guess, so you're not the winner. I saw you do a few guesses. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Warrior Crypto with 12 was our closest with an individual guess within the time frame. Yes. Yes. Tomorrow, I see you also got very close with 18, but it wasn't your first guess. So, yes, Warrior Crypto, they know they've won. You were the closest. Congratulations. Hopefully that was a bit of fun for you guys. It was fun for me. All right. Warrior Crypto, please DM me on Telegram or Discord, wherever you prefer. Brittany Seals is the name. And screenshot your YouTube handle as well to verify that you are Warrior Crypto. I won't be fooled by anyone else DMing me. So just give me that verification and your base wallet address, and then we will arrange the rewards to be sent to you. Congratulations. And that is the end of our call. Let me just run back through the chat to see if there was any questions. Otherwise, if you have any questions, send them through now. If you have any questions after the call, like I always say, just post them on our Telegram or our Discord. I'm in there. We have 2 great community moderators in there who can help. And if it's beyond any of us, as in too technical, which it could be, then I will get someone from the team to come in and answer your questions. Oh, someone has said, is this the final community call ever? No, I feel like I might have made it seem like that at the start. I think I was a bit dramatic saying final call. Just the final call of the year. 2025 is almost over. We do it at the start of every month, the first week of every month. And fair warning that there won't be one in the first week of January. We might do one mid-January. Yeah, I think we might do one mid-January. But I am away in the first week. I'm in New Zealand. It's summer here, Christmas and New Year's, very popular times of year for people to take a little bit of time off and spend some time with their family. So that will be me. If I am quiet, you'll know why. But I will be back next year. Let's say that we're doing a community call in mid-January, and then we'll definitely be back first week of February as well. Oh, and I should mention that number 15, by the way, was your second clue. And that's all I'll say on that. But it was another clue. Everything has significance right now, guys. Read into everything. What's next network of SQT to support is another question. Good question, and actually feel free to suggest, guys. But like I say, we've hit 300. We support all the biggest EVMs. We support all the biggest non-EVMs, including Solana as of most recently. And we will continue to support those big networks that come in, get a lot of attention, a lot of hype, so to speak. We did Hyperliquid and Monad most recently, and we'll continue to do that. But there's no need for us anymore to chase down networks to add support. We feel almost all builders have access to SubQuery. So it's only when the need is there that we're going to add more chains. Someone said it's a pity that Subgraph doesn't really support multiple chains. It is a pity, but that's what we're here for, guys. We are here to help. Multi-chain indexing is something that SubQuery can do, meaning if you have a DeFi platform that is built across 5 different chains, Phantom, Ethereum. Phantom, does that even exist anymore? I think it's Sonic now. Sonic, Ethereum, Hyperliquid, and then also Moonbeam, a Polkadot network, and Solana. They can use SubQuery to get data from all 5 of those networks, put it into one single database for their app to query that single database. Rather than with a lot of these other indexes, you'd have 5 different databases, one for every single chain, one indexer for every chain, customized to each chain. The infamous $1 million question, any new CX listings coming up? I couldn't tell you anything. No, either which way. I mean, the whole thing with CX is even teams don't get told that they've been listed until about 48 hours notice, if that. Sometimes it's 24 hours notice. Sometimes it's as it's been listed, you'll get informed. And I guess that's just to prevent any kind of manipulation of the listing and the token price. So I can't really reveal anything there except to say what I always do, which is that we're having conversations. We're assessing the right timing for SQT. We're putting a big focus right now onto our products. We're very excited about our SubQuery. We're launching something else very big, and then listings kind of will amplify and fall off of that, let's say. But yeah, I couldn't reveal anything even if I wanted to, guys. I like to answer everyone's questions, but some of them can't be answered. What is the projected price of the SQT token for the remainder of this year? Who could possibly answer that? I appreciate the question, but no matter which token, I mean, who even knows what's happening with the market right now? It's been pretty horrendous, pretty up and down. So every single token is at the mercy of that. And it's, everyone's guess is as good as mine on how the market in general is going to go there. And there's only 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks left of this year. So, and I think a lot of people go away on holiday at the end of the year. So tough to answer that one. We are doing some big product things, which could have, I actually can't even really have price talk. And that's not really what SQT is about either. So I can't really answer this question. It's a utility token. It's there to help people. And we're doing a lot of really big things for the project. And that's all I can say. Okay. Tomorrow said, cool feature, is our SubQuery able to answer general broader crypto and blockchain questions? So it's whatever data set that it's linked to, it can answer. But that has given me a good idea, and I don't know the technical complexities right now, but I might feed that back to the team that we should kind of do some learning for the bot on general, blockchain education for our SubQuery as well, if it can't already. But I think at the moment, it's you've got to kind of look into a data source and then ask about that data source and that particular on-chain data. But it would be very cool, and there'll be more iterations and improvements of this. And I have a feeling it was already on the radar as well, to be able to ask kind of, even trading questions and stuff. Obviously, there'd be a lot of disclaimers that SubQuery can't be held accountable for whatever Ask SubQuery says. It is an AI agent at the end of the day, and they can get things wrong. But I think we do have some plans of adding kind of advice and conversations into what it's capable of doing. Someone said, did you guys list the token yet? I think the same person as that question earlier. But it's a good opportunity for anyone that's new here. We have a token called SQT. It has almost 2 years old. We had TGE in February 2024, and it is listed on exchanges like Gate, Mexi, Crypto.com, as well as decentralized exchanges like Uniswap and Aerodrome, I think, and probably others. Someone said, has the team previously considered ways to burn SQT? Yes, we have considered it, and we often discuss it, and nothing for me to say really right there, except that it's a consideration and an ongoing conversation for sure. And we're always thinking of how best to support the community and SQT as a whole. So suffice to say that. All right, that was all the historic questions. Let me check a few new. Okay, we've got some new ones as well. Oh my God, we got lots of new ones. All right. When exactly will Tokenomics 2.0 launch? Yeah, okay, so the vote ends tomorrow in about 12 hours time. For some of you, that might be the same day as today, actually, if you're in the morning. It's 10 p.m. for me. So for me, it's tomorrow. And then should the vote pass, it will be like immediately built into the smart contracts that SQT should no longer be inflationary and things like that, and the changes will be shifting immediately from there. I actually think the forum post outlines a little bit of how the transition works, but yeah, from once the vote ends is when we will be getting it all into place. Okay. Some beautiful comments in the chat. Exchange questions. Will SQT be listed on Binance? I cannot confirm or deny. Someone said, are you coming to DevConnect India next year? I'm so happy that you asked. And yes, that is a personal mission of mine. I'm really excited for them to officially announce the date. And we're just looking at kind of events planning for next year. And that's probably the number one that I want to make sure we attend. I actually think it was a mistake not to send more of the team to Buenos Aires. We had Marta there, which was really good. And it was just a tricky time of year, and the timing just didn't work out for our team. But I think we actually needed more team over there because, I mean, we need to speak to developers, and that's the biggest developer conference of the year. So yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, at the end of Argentina, DevConnect, they announced that the next one will be in Mumbai in India in Q4. And I definitely want us to have a presence there. Absolutely. Okay. A few more questions, but most of them are pretty similar. Tomorrow said, what's this APY for SQT staking? I think it's around 10% right now. I think it goes between about 10 to 15% median. So you could get more than that for sure. But that is SQT staking, also known as delegating. If you're not familiar and you jump over to our docs or our website and you see delegating everywhere, that is our term that we use for staking. And it's the concept of staking your SQT onto node operators on our network and receiving rewards for securing the network. And it's really easy to do, and we help you choose node operators. There's an easy way to choose like how you can get the best APY. So if you have SQT, definitely make sure you're using that by putting it on, staking it on the network. Don't just leave it sitting there. Okay. I think I've answered everyone's questions there. If I haven't, send us a message on Telegram or Discord. It is getting late for me here, so I might answer you tomorrow. And our winner, make sure to DM me on Telegram or Discord as well, and I will arrange your prize. Thanks everyone for joining. Usually try to be half an hour, so we've gone a little bit over time, so I will end it there, but have a beautiful rest of your year, and I will speak to you in 2026. Well, in this format, I will probably speak to you on our channels much sooner than that. All right. Thank you.